Maybe you had an iron like this before. It develops all kinds of stains and bad patches on it. The fix is fairly simple. What you need is a piece of float glass, sandpaper 220 grit. The next one will be 320. The next one will be 600, and then the last one will be 1000 grit sandpaper. And it's fairly straightforward. Even after a few strokes, you can see significant improvement. It's coming off. You got the idea. I need to have two hands on it solid. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done with it. It's coming along fine. It's not perfect, but it's better. I'm 2 minutes into this. Every so often, when the sandpaper gets somewhat saturated, clean the sandpaper so you have fresh grit, or it's not clogged up and fresh grit exposed. And of course the metal dust is also on the iron. It's made of aluminium or aluminum, depending on where you're listening or watching. Once it's dead flat, there's not going to be a hollow spot there or whatever the original shape of the dirt was. Once it's dead flat, it's going to stay pretty close to dead flat, because aluminium will expand nicely and evenly and will shrink nicely and evenly. Not perfectly though. So every so often, this process is called lapping, and in 10 minutes you can get a perfectly dead flat iron sole on it, and it's gonna be near mirror polished, so nothing will stick to it from the fabric. Or you can just buy a new one for 20 bucks. Getting better. You can see the scratch marks from the sandpaper, but you can also see the surface is highly reflective, so the scratch marks are not deep at all. There's a little bit of unremoved dirt there, and that's about it. So I'll give it 2 more minutes. This is how we're looking after say 5 minutes on the 220 sandpaper. Pretty flawless, I say. And now, just for the fun of it, let's see a few strokes on the 320, see what changes. And a minute later, that's the 300. You can see the surface is more reflective. You can almost see the camera in it. And this is how we look after a round of 600 grit. Well, that's smooth enough, polished enough, flat enough. It's certainly free of any foreign material. I'm gonna need to wash it with soap to make it super clean everywhere, and run the dirt out with operating the steam function on it, so there is no metal dust coming out of it into the clean clothes. I don't want to make it too smooth with the 1000 grit. Who knows, that might injure someone's wrist.